just got excited.
Let's go.
This is
Vicinity FM 95.3.
Enjoy.
It's a beautiful morning right here on the Utopia Vikijile, and also it's a cool morning right here. I'm OLUWAFUNKE. It's another beautiful day. It's the 17th day in the month of June. Welcome on Newspaper Review this morning, where we bring you all the top stories on our dailies and also the details of this headline. Still well to join the conversation this morning on our YouTube and Facebook at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Enjoy your seeing a beautiful face right here or by my side this morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Aisha Ibrahim, and welcome to Vicinity 95.3 FM, the news review.
Newspaper review. And I will, before me this morning is the Punch newspaper, Nigerian Tribune, The Guardian, and Daily Independent.
And before me this morning is Vanguard, the Daily Trust, and the Nation newspapers.
And I will kick it off with the Punch this morning on the front page of the Punch. Benue bloodbath, CDS, IG launch cross-border manhunt for killers. 2027 APC talks tough as pressure mounts over Tinubu's running mate. And President Tinubu commissions Mabushi bus terminal, flags of construction of new INEC headquarters today. These are the stories on the Punch newspaper.
So on the Daily Trust this morning, we have Benue killings. David Mark warns of self-defense as Tinubu visits.
And now to Nigerian Tribune. Yeah, the old dailies are all covered. On the front page, we have the big story there on President Tinubu commissioning Mabuchi's bus terminal today. 36,000 youths to participate as FG unveils Confab registration portal. In Dangote PMS diesel aviation fuel delivery begins August 15. Benue defense chief vows to take battle to terrorists as Tinubu visits states tomorrow. And needless acts of terror will be curtailed. IGP 17 Benue LGAs were under siege. Now saw reduced to 6. Governor, the top headlines on the Nigerian Tribune.
On Vanguard this morning, we have President Tinubu commissions Mabushi bus terminal, flags of construction of new INEC headquarters today. Also, we have the Dangote PMS diesel operation, fuel-free delivery.
And now to The Guardian. Sokoto to negotiate with repentant bandits to end insecurity. Tanker drivers suspend Loading over Lekki where Call-up fee. The Guardian, CT Productions unveils the Nigerian Summit 2025. Yes, links military saboteurs to Benue massacre ahead of Tinubu's visit. NMDPRA CEO traveled on official engagement not under investigation. Petrol Pegason accuses government marketers of exploiting consumers. The Mangum denies defection plans as Tinubu's ex-aide vows to plot his 2027 defeat. Declining food prices, stable forex reduced inflation to 22.97 in May. The top headlines on The Guardian.
So on the nation, we have IG, Conference of Speakers clash over state place. Also, we have the inflation rate drops at 22.97%. On this front page on the nation, we also have FRSC extend service period to East tax collection. Also, on the nation newspaper this morning, we have $470 million Greater Abuja Water Supply Project begins operation.
Now we'll bring you details of these headlines.
Enjoy.
Daily Independent SWF crucial to close infrastructure gaps, create jobs. Tinubu angry APC members accuse VK's loyalists of hijacking party. Benue massacre, we must act decisively not to secure lives. Now to secure lives. Atiku, PDP, LP on the riders ask FG. States to stop offering condolences, offer solutions. People may be forced to defend themselves. David Mark. Tinubu to visit Benue, hold meetings with stakeholders. Inflation records sharpest annual decline in a year, drops by 22.97%. In June 12 honors, Pegason kicks over non-inclusion of leaders who led strike. Benue killings, military to change strategy. CDS, operating cost, limited disposal, income but insurance industry. Emefiele arraigned over 753 Abuja houses, gets 2 billion naira bail.
So the details of the nation. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edo, and the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Olayemi Kadusu, met yesterday as part of efforts to deepen fiscal and monetary policy coordination and consolidate the gains of macroeconomic reforms. The meeting at the CBN headquarters in Abuja came as the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) released its Consumer Price Index report showing inflation rate drop for the second consecutive month. Headline: inflation eased to 22.97% in May 2025 from 22.71% in April 2025.
Welcome back now on Nigerian Tribune, bringing you the details. Benue, I will clear my schedule to pay condolence visit on Wednesday. President Bola Tinubu. President Tinubu has pledged to suspend all official engagements in order to visit Benue State on Wednesday to commiserate with the people on the recent deadly attacks that have claimed scores of lives. I will adjust my program and go to see Benue people on Wednesday, Tinubu said on Monday while commissioning the Great Abuja Water Supply Network in the Federal Capital Territory. The president expressed deep sympathy for the victims and their families, urging the people of the state to remain united in the face of adversity.
Still on the nation, IG, Conference of Speakers clash over creation of state police. Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun and Speaker of State House of Assembly clashed yesterday over agitations for the creation of state police. They spoke at the Constitutional Review Legislative Dialogue on the National Security Architecture Tact, Nigeria's Peace and Security, the Constitutional Imperatives.
We're back on Nigerian Tribune. IGP Egbetokun arrives Benue, deploys more officers to end killings. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has arrived in Benue State. He immediately ordered the deployment of additional tactical teams to stop ongoing attacks in the region. A statement posted by the Nigerian Police Force on Monday via X confirmed the development. The deployment follows rising outrage across the country. Nigerians have taken to social media to demand that the federal government declare a state of emergency in Benue.
Back to the Nation newspaper. $470 million Greater Abuja Water Supply Project begins operation. The Federal Capital Territory (FCT) Mr. Nyesom Wike could not hide his excitement yesterday over the completion of the $470 million Greater Abuja Water Supply Project 8 years after. It was at the inauguration of the project by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Wike in Abuja to celebrate his second year in office.
Still on Nigerian Tribune, Nigeria's inflation rate declines to 22.97%. MBS, Nigeria's inflation rate for May 2025 decreased to 22.97% compared to the April 2025 rate of 23.71%, representing a decline of 0.74. Data released on Monday by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) stated that the three major contributors to the headline inflation were food and non-alcoholic beverages, 9% restaurants and accommodation services. The NBS stated that the least contributors were recreation, sport, and culture. Stories on the Nigerian Tribune.
Now stories on the Vanguard newspaper. Bode George dismisses claims of PDP collapse in Lagos. So still on Vanguard newspaper, Bode George dismisses claims of PDP collapse in Lagos. A former PDP Deputy National Chairman, Chief Bode George, has likened the party structure in Lagos and Nigeria to the roots of an Iroko or Lebanon oak tree. George stated this yesterday while addressing journalists after a PDP stakeholders meeting in Lagos. He denied claims that the PDP structure had collapsed.
Back to Nigerian Tribune. I will become next to your governor if I decide to contest. Uriyomi Hassan, popular Ibadan broad-based broadcaster Uriyomi Hamzat, I beg your pardon, has expressed strong confidence in his chances of becoming the next governor for your state if he chooses to contest in the 2027 election. Speaking during a recent live broadcast, Hamzat reacted sharply to a caller from abroad who advised him against running for office. The caller had suggested that although Hamzat is widely regarded as a man of the people, he should not rely on public goodwill to translate into electoral support, claiming that voters might not back him when it matters. Story is on Nigerian Tribune.
On the Vanguard newspaper this morning, Bono, Bayelsa, Taraba record highest rise in food inflation rate. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) yesterday said Bono, Bayelsa, and Taraba states recorded the highest year-on-year rise in the rate of increase in food of commodities in May 2025. NBS disclosed this in its Consumer Price Index (CPI) report for May, noting that among the three states, Borno State was at the top of the year after year with 64.36% increase.
Now, Nigerian Tribune. Emefiele granted 2 billion naira bail over forfeited 753 Abuja housing estates. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission today arraigned the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, offences bordering on the forfeited 753 duplexes and other apartments located at plot 109 Cadastral Zone, Lokogoma District, Federal Capital Territory. Emefiele was arraigned before Justice Yusuf Aliyu of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, sitting at Maitama, Abuja on an 8-count charge bordering on allegedly having control of property recently suspected to be unlawfully obtained.
Police cracked down on thuggery in Kano, arrest 51 suspects. The Kano State Police Command said it has arrested 51 suspects and recovered dangerous weapons, as well as illicit drugs in an intelligence-led clearance operation targeting criminal hideouts across the Kano metropolis. The operation, which lasted 3 days from Friday to Sunday, covered areas in Kano Municipal, Dala, Gwale, and Tarauni local government areas, including Kofamata, Zage, Puna, Rijila, Lemo, Dorayi, Otoro, and Sheka quarters. That was the news on Vanguard newspaper this morning.
And now this brings me to The Guardian. On stories on Guardian, Sokoto authorities to negotiate with repentant bandits to end insecurity. Special advisor on security matters to the Sokoto State Governor, Ahmad Usman, has reiterated the state government's commitment to lasting peace and security, expressing readiness to explore non-violent solutions to the lingering insecurity challenges in the region. Usman, while speaking with newsmen, declared the government's openness to dialogue with repentant bandits who were genuinely willing to lay down arms and embrace peace. He said wholeheartedly welcomed the developments that would promote peace and security in the region.
Still on Vanguard newspaper, 2027 reason behind APC Northeast brawl in Gombe over Shetima. More facts emerged yesterday regarding the reason that triggered the brawl, which disrupted the Northeast Consultative Meeting of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Gombe State on Sunday as key political actors began to speak on the matter. Vanguard learned from credible stakeholders in the Northeast that mistrust has existed among the governors over who should replace Vice President Kashim at Shetima amid speculation that President Tinubu may not run with him again in 2027. It was gathered that while some of the opposed to Shetima retention as Tinubu's running mate in 2027 based their position on what they termed the ineffectiveness of the Muslim tickets, others consider him as a dull politician who has failed to speak up when it mattered most.
And now to The Guardian, the allegations. NMDPRA CEO traveled on official engagements not under investigation. The allegations that the Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, traveled out of the country without authorization has proven to be untrue, as the CEO traveled on official engagements with the full approval of relevant authorities, and that the high-ranking official is not under any investigation. It would be recalled that a circular signed by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation with reference number dated December 11, 2024, directed that all proposed public-funded international travels are subjected to the approval of the President, which must be obtained before the expected date of travel. So before you embark on any journey, you must get the approval of President Bola Tinubu, not just to contain the use of public funds, because eventually you're going to travel with public funds in as much as you're discharging your duty. But this is just to make sure that you are spending public funds on the needful. This story is on The Guardian newspaper. Still on The Guardian, and others finalize new national industry policy. To reassess Nigeria's backward integration program, Nigeria's path to industrial revolution has gained momentum with a national industrial policy, a departure from historically fragmented draft documents at the final stage as part of the efforts to fine-tune the final document. Members of the Industrial Revolution Work Group, chaired by the Minister of State for Industry, John Owayeno, started a two-day technical session in Lagos yesterday. It's still newspaper review on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM. Do well to join us on Facebook and YouTube, and you can join the conversation this morning. Send us a message, call 081 3237 1268, 081 3237 1268. Be right back. Still on The Guardian, Pakistan accuses government marketers of exploiting consumers. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association, Pengasan, has accused the government, regulators and marketers of exploiting Nigerians for the price of premium motor spirit. It urged the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, to monitor and publish the prompt price of petrol to prevent exploitation. This was as the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, River State Chapter, expressed concern over the recent announcement by Dangote Petroleum Refinery to begin distribution of PMS and diesel to marketers, dealers, and premium consumers nationwide from August 15. Still on The Guardian, after 48 hours of deafening silence, President Bola Tinubu has broken his silence over the massacre in the Wata, Benue State, which left over 200 people dead, many of them women, children, and displaced persons. In a statement released late Sunday via his aide, Bayo Nonuga, and later on his official X account, the president said he had directed security chiefs to act decisively and bring perpetrators to justice. He also tasked Governor Ayasin Alia with leading reconciliation efforts in the state. And that's all on The Guardian newspaper.
Now on the Daily Trust newspaper, Tinubu declares state policing a necessity, demands constitutional reforms. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called for an urgent overhaul of Nigeria's security framework through constitutional reform, declaring that the establishment of state police is now a necessity given the country's deepening security challenges. He spoke yesterday in Abuja during a long-day legislative dialogue on constitutional review and national security architecture, organized by the House Committee on Constitutional Review in collaboration with the Office of the National Security Advisor.
Now to Daily Independent. Lagos State renewed court clashes. Lagos Assembly summons police commissioner orders. Following renewed court clashes in part of Lagos State, especially in Mushin and other places, the Lagos State House of Assembly has summoned the State Commissioner for Police, Jimoh Moshood, and 3 other key officials to appear before the lawmakers. The renewed court activities, the lawmakers noted, have led to loss of lives in the aforementioned areas of the state. Also summoned are the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Bolaji Robert, the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Okwe George, the Commissioner for Education, Tolani Ali Balogun. The motion for dismissal was raised during Monday's plenary by Honorable Lion Kazim, representing Mushi Constituency 2, under matters of urgent public importance. Mushi Olosha people, calm down and let people of the residents of this area, have peace. Well, I appreciate the assembly, for summoning, stakeholders involved to see that the matters around Mushi and other areas on court-related matters are brought, to the law.
On Daily Trust this morning, Jelewata killings. Police arrest 14 over violent protests in Benue. The police in Benue State have arrested 14 people in connection with a protest that turned violent in Makurdi over the weekend, following renewed killings by suspected armed invaders in parts of the state. In a statement issued yesterday, the police public relation officer DSP Udeme Idet said the arrest stemmed from a demonstration that took place on Sunday at Wurukum roundabout in Makurdi, the state capital. This Benue killing, but I think the president really have to go there so he can look for a solution, because I don't think the governor. I don't think
the president already has plans, to visit the state tomorrow. He has decided, to put away some of
I hope they get solution sooner.
the activities lined up for, tomorrow. He's decided to put that aside to pay visits to Benue people. Well, beyond visits, people are calling for solutions.
Yes.
A 10-year-old son of a police inspector has shot dead his father and wounded his brother with a loaded AK-47 rifle left unattended to by his father. The Anambra State Police Command, in a statement issued by the police spokesman, Tochukwu Ikenga, a superintendent of police, announced the sad death of Police Inspector Okoli Amechi. Police expressed sadness over the unfortunate incident which occurred on Sunday, June 15. So on this one, the man, was at the point of duty and is allowed to hold his rifle. He's a police inspector. But sadly, while the rifle was sitting somewhere, the son picked it up, not knowing that it was loaded, and pulled the trigger. Painfully, the man died, and his son still is, is in the hospital, who suffered an injury during this incident. So one thing is, I anytime I see gun, I don't go near it. If like, be my best friend. I ain't coming close to you. You at that point, you're not my friend.
Who likes gun?
So don't bring gun close to me. Now, while I want to blame this father, it was just something, a mistake, and a very costly one at that. So you're in the security, you're a security personnel. Put your weapons away from children. Put it away around where people can easily access it. It's important. Because at this point, life is precious. And there's one thing, when we lose, we cannot bring back. You lose a house, you can't find a way to, rebuild and all of that. But life is the most precious gift of all. We sympathize with the family of this victim. And we hope the child too is given a kind of support. So, because this will be devastating for the young boy, saying that I pulled the trigger that killed my father. They should find a way, instead of blaming him, should find a way to make sure that he gets a kind of therapy and care.
Because that would be like a trauma for him.
Yeah, somehow. He may not understand what's going on. But at the same time, let's just be very, very cautious of how we put things around children. Even when you see on some products, they'll tell you keep away from children. Drugs, medications,
because they even write
some
it on
things,
some product, keep away from children.
Yeah, keep away from children. It's important that
It's
even the
very
ones that don't
important.
have keep away from children, if you know it might bring them harm, keep away
Keep it
from
away from
children.
them.
You put your own there, keep away from children. Moving ahead.
Moving ahead, on Daily Trust this morning, laborers kill farmer, collect 900,000 naira from pineapple sales. The operatives of the Edo State Police Command have arrested one Basi Inyong Uwe, 32 years old, for allegedly kidnapping and killing his employer, Henry Oyegbonwa, a farmer, after collecting an undisclosed ransom. The incident happened at Igweze village on Benin Lagos Expressway in Ovia North East Local Government area of the state. The suspect and 4 others at large were employees of the deceased and reportedly conspired to kidnap him after the deceased has harvested pineapple and sold them. Why? Why? This is a farmer that employed you so that you'll be able to feed yourself, your family, and maybe any other person in your own care. But why do you have the intention? Why do you even kill him?
Hmm. Now, Daily Independent, former President of the Senate, Senator David Mark, has warned that the killings in Benin State may compel residents to resort to self-help and defend themselves if the government continues to fail in its fundamental duty of protecting lives and property. Mark, who once again expressed deep concern over the continued and escalating killings of citizens in Benin State, decried the deteriorating security situation in the state, which has led to the loss of hundreds of lives and widespread destruction of properties. Former Senate President David Mark is from Benue State. And while people are calling for this, whether you're from Benue or not, this is really trying times for the people of Benue State, I must confess.
Still on the Daily Trust newspaper, Navy destroy 5 illegal refining sites, 50,000 liters of stolen crude in rivers.
And on Independent, before we wrap it up on newspaper review this morning, still, Wariami Amzat says 2027 I will become next to your government if I decide to contest. Speaking during a recent live broadcast, Amzat reacted sharply to a caller from abroad who advised him against running for office. The caller suggested that although Amzat is widely regarded as a man of the people, he should not rely on public goodwill to translate into electoral support, claiming that voters might not back him when it matters. It's all on Daily Independent.
Operatives of the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder have deactivated 5 illegal refining sites and 50,000 liters of stolen crude at Ogba, Egbama, Indoni local government area of Rivers State. The commander, Nigerian Navy ship NNS Pathfinder, Commodore Kadetan in Inabushi, Aniaku, in a statement in Port Harcourt, stated that the illegal refining sites, which were used for massive illegal bunkering activities in the area at 66 ovals, 21 reservoirs, and 50 dug-out pits, containing approximately 50,000 liters of suspected stolen crude oil, 83,000 liters of illegal refined automotive gas oil, and 20,000 liters of illegal refined kerosene. And that will be all on Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on Newspaper Review, your Darwin station, vicinity 95.3 FM. Yeah, today is Tuesday. Do well to know whatever you didn't do on Monday, this is the time, to prove that you can. I am OLUWAFUNKE. It's been a great ride on the show this morning. It's cool out there, so take care. I'm the executive producer, Siyadish Lasalani. Till we come your way again on the morning show. Do have yourself a great day.
Yes, thank you for joining the morning show. Thank you for joining the newspaper review this morning. I am Aisha Ibrahim. Do have a great day.
just got excited.
This is
Vicinity FM 95.3. We are your connection to the sounds that surrounds you.
hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3. We are 95.3 Vicinity FM.
I've been down the road where failure seemed familiar. No one thought that I would ever come this far. When everything was telling me that it was over, still there was a fire